Hey folks, I'm Dale Davidson, the VA guy. Thank you for tuning in today. Hey, if you like what we're doing here, please hit that like and subscribe button and the notification bell. That helps us out a lot. We do appreciate all of our viewers. And hey, and share the channel. Let's share the love, because we're here to help veterans and spouses understand the VA system to the extent it could be understood, and to get the maximum benefit they can. Again, leave me a comment below or send me an email at dearvaguy@gmail.com, dearvaguy@gmail.com. So what's our topic today? Well, I've had a little talk earlier that we're talking about unemployability, okay? So I've gotten a lot of feedback here on that video. It says, what happens if you have a disability rating of less than 100% that's scheduled, okay? Could you lose your current disability rating if you make a claim for total disability for unemployability? Well, that's kind of scary. You know, you're not at 100%, you want to be at 100%, and you see unemployability as a way to get there, but then are you going to risk your 50, 60, whatever your scheduled rating is by trying to get to the 100%? And that's what we're going to talk about today, okay? So, under the rules, okay, total disability ratings based on individual unemployability, you may have been assigned a rating, okay? And if you don't meet the 100% of the schedule rating, nevertheless, you can't, because of your service-connected disability or condition, you can't secure or be, and the buzzword is gainfully employed, okay? So the focus of this regulation is really on your ability to work. It's not that you don't want to work, because we know that as a veteran that you're out there and you don't want to be laid up. You want to get out there and be a productive member of society. So what is your ability to work? That's what we're focusing on. So a total 100% rating based on TDIU, that's that total disability, individual unemployability, okay? That's an individualized rating. That's particular to you and nobody else. That's not based upon the average Joe out there or the average Susie, whoever it may be. That's based upon you and your ability to work. It's based upon your service-connected disability and nobody else's, okay? So the VA talks about substantially gainful occupation or employment, okay? But what in the heck does that mean? So the VA has tried to, in their infinite wisdom, has tried to define that. And they define it as employment at which non-disabled individuals earn their livelihood with earnings comparable to the particular occupation in the community where the veteran or where you reside. So they're talking about what is a living wage. And we're not talking about this living wage stuff that the politicians talk about. That's not us, okay? We don't care what politicians say. So realize that marginal employment is not considered substantially gainful employment. So if you are, say, a pilot, but your back is gone because of all the G's you pulled in those jet fighters, and so you can't be a pilot anymore. So, but that was your livelihood. I mean, maybe you were a commercial pilot for Delta or American or whatever, but you can't do that because of your back now. So, does it mean that you have to be a baggage handler? No, okay? Because and we'll explain in a little bit, we're looking at your occupation. Okay, so because the VA can't seem to define it, courts have interpreted the meaning that they're talking about substantially gainful occupation as an occupation that provides you with annual income that exceeds the poverty level, okay, for one individual. Doesn't matter the number of hours you work. It says, does it provide you with annual income that exceeds the poverty level? Now, this has both an economic and a non-economic component, the court cases, all right? So what the economic component says, it just means, is that an occupation earning more than the marginal income as determined by the government, and we're talking about the U.S. Department of Commerce, as whatever the poverty threshold is for that year for one person. That's the economic component of this equation. Now, as to the non-economic component, the ultimate inquiry is on your ability to secure or follow that type of employment. Okay? So, can you be gainfully employed? We're focusing on your ability to work. So, what does the VA have to consider? So the VA has got to consider, in looking at the non-economic portion of this whole equation, your educational and occupational history. Again, if you're a pilot, do you need to be a baggage handler now? Okay. So they're trying to determine whether your service-connected disabilities stop you from securing substantial gainful employment. Now, if your back blew out and you were an airline pilot because of all the G's in those fighter planes, you can't be a baggage handler because you're lifting things. But could you be one of the people that checks you in at the counter? Well, you can't stand for long periods of time because of your back. So then they look at your physical ability, now both exertional and non-exertional, I guess sedentary, okay? So can you perform the type of activities, light, medium, heavy, just sitting down, whatever it may be, required for that occupation? And they might include, you've got limitations. You can't lift a certain amount. You can't bend. You can't sit for long periods of time. You can't stand for long periods of time. Climbing, walking, grasping, typing, all of those things go into, can you be gainfully employed? What are your limitations? Okay. Do you have the mental ability to perform activities required by that job? You've got PTSD and crowds bother you. You really can't be in a factory with all the loud noises, I would imagine. So all of those factors, go into it. So the VA can't allude to your educational or occupational history without attempting to relate these factors to your disability. So the VA can't just allude that you have the education and occupational history to do a job. Okay? Dale's a smart guy. Let's, I know he can't stand for long periods of time, but let's let him sit there and put caps on toothpaste holders all day long. No, that's not right. The VA can't do that. Okay. The issue, as I see it, okay, is that what is your physical ability to perform the type of activities? Is it merely sedentary? Can you do light, medium, heavy, very heavy, required by whatever the occupation might be? Okay? Of course, everybody knows what sedentary work is, and we're looking at what does the Social Security Administration say about that? So we're not lifting anything more than 10 pounds, okay, at a time. And that's, again, we look at the Social Security disability ratings there. If you're not capable of sitting for a long period of time, then you're not capable of engaging in sedentary work. If you have a bad back, I can't sit for long periods of time, nor can I stand for long periods of time. I'm uncomfortable, okay? So what kind of work can I do with a bad back? All right. So the ultimate question, does your evidence support your total disability for your individual unemployability claim? Okay. So are you able to get and follow a substantial gainful employment occupation, okay, as a result of your service-connected disabilities? Put it a different way, do your service-connected disabilities prevent you from securing and keeping a substantial, what they call it, substantially gainful occupation? Depends upon your disability. So what is your ability to function in the that occupational environment, okay? What is your functional impairment that's caused solely by your service-connected disability? So your evidence that whatever it may be has got to be individualized to you and not to the average person, okay? So some people go out and they'll get vocational experts to provide them with a vocational assessment. Now, if that works for you, by all means, let's use it. If it's favorable to you, by all means, let's use it, okay? Because the VA is going to look at whatever evidence you submit, but their object is not to give it to you because they've already given you that schedule rating and they didn't feel that you needed to be 100%. Okay? So again, do you have the ability to be gainfully employed? So back to the question at hand. Are you scared to file a total disability individual unemployability claim for fear of losing your current scheduled rating? Because the VA may require you to be re-examined by a VA physician or undergo a period of observation. But it's up to the VA to determine in order to verify the continued existence or the current severity of your service-connected disability. Remember, based upon timing, after a certain number of years, they can't come in and re-examine you. But if you're new to the disability, service-connected disability ratings, then yes, they can come back in and re-examine you. So again, if they think that the evidence indicates that there's been a material change in your disability since your last examination, or your disability is likely to improve, they can order re-examination. They can also require you to be examined to comply with their statutory duty to help you in the development of your total disability individual unemployability claim. So, we suggest that prior to filing any kind of unemployability claim, that you gather your evidence up. Go to your doctors. If you want to do a vocational expert, certainly do that. Get some kind of documented evidence that says, look, based upon my individual service-connected disability, I cannot be employed. Whether it be back issues, hips, knees, whatever it may be, I cannot be gainfully employed. So don't submit the claim if your evidence doesn't support the claim, okay? So again, you've got to be able to prove that you are 100% disabled by not being able to be gainfully employed, okay, in order to go from whatever your scheduled rating is up to 100%. You don't have the evidence, don't submit the claim. But if you do have the evidence, don't be discouraged from filing because, look, you sacrificed for us, and I believe in you, and I believe that you're entitled to that 100% disability. But let's make sure that we got the evidence to support it. So thanks for tuning in today. Hey, again, if you like what we're doing here, we hope you learned something about total unemployability. It's kind of a tricky area. It's a scary area as far as people not wanting to jeopardize or sacrifice their current disability rating. But it can be done, and it's been done successfully for many, many years. And if you need help with that, please let us know. Don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button, that notification bell. That really helps us out. We love our veterans and our the spouses of our veterans too. We wanna help. Okay, goes without saying. Let your friends and family know about us. Tell them to, hey, check us out. Check out this crazy VA guy on YouTube. So if you need help with your DIC claim or your unemployability claim, hey, give us a call. If you have anything that you want us to talk about, hey, leave me a comment below. Or you can certainly email me at dearvaguy@gmail.com, dearvaguy@gmail.com. Until next time, again, go out into this world, be confident, be firm, okay? Be confident in yourself, be firm in yourself with an attitude of gratitude, and go out there and make differences in people's lives. Until next time, be blessed.
No more whiskey, I'll have a Coke. Catching bass on an old fishing boat. One more story from Grandpa Joe. Let's get